Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in to the virtual boardroom. That's what we're calling it today. Come on into the virtual boardroom. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Good to see everybody. Listen, if you do me a favor, if you wouldn't mind, please tag and share and invite women in business. It could be men in business as well. We don't discriminate. Invite all the boardroom chicks into the virtual boardroom and the gents in the boardroom. If you're a gent in the boardroom and you build in business, you can join us as well. I'm excited about the chat that we're getting ready to have. Y'all, Latoya Benson, listen, y'all know that my brand is authentic. And let me tell you, this hair right here, I tried it. Shout out to my daughter who is an up and coming stylist. That's one of her things. She gonna have multiple streams. But shout out to her. She said I have to give her credit for this install. We still working it, but I didn't have time to do everything with it. So be nice, y'all. Okay, so I'm excited about this chat. Tag and share, please. Invite some people to come into the room. Say hello because I don't know that you're here. If you don't say hello, we're going to have a great time today. This episode is called Crack the Code, and it's about helping Kingdom women build bankable brands the Kingdom way. And so today we're going to be talking about something that I think is a really good topic. And I have a few guests, and then we're going to do a hot seat coaching. So I think it's going to be really great. We are streaming live also on YouTube. So that's great too. So I'm excited. So I'm not going to delay it any longer. I'm going to bring on two of my guests, and then we're going to get started with the conversation. All right. So I'm going to bring on Michelle Harvey, and I'm going to bring on Lakita Wu, who is going to help me in this conversation. All right. Hey, everybody. Can you guys hear me?
My mic was off. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Okay, great. Okay, great. And yes, you can mute your mic at any time that you need to. Oh, Kimmy. Hi, Kimmy. Thank you so much. I will let her know. I will show her because she is trying, we have a lot of time. And she was like, Mom, I cannot work under these conditions. So, right. So I'm going to let her fix it a little bit more later. So welcome to the conversation, everybody. As you continue to join, please tag and share. So I'm excited. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell you guys what they do. And then we're going to get started with our conversation. And then again, don't go nowhere because we have a hot seat coaching with Brianna Nicole. She's going to be in the hot seat, y'all, getting live coaching for her business. Okay, so Michelle, introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do.
Sure. So my name is Michelle Harvey. I actually have a background in operations and management, but I have a brand focused on helping single moms really develop systems to slay single mom life. So I really think that just because maybe we didn't plan this life for ourselves, that doesn't mean that we can't have a great experience in motherhood. So I'm having a great time. I'm definitely looking forward to finding the love of my life and all of that. But right now, we having a party over here. My life, just because of the different systems I've set up, is pretty smooth, definitely drama free, and pretty awesome. So I'm excited to be here, and thank you for the invite.
Yes, I love that. Very well said. We're going to get into that. Okay, Lakita, introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do.
Hey, guys. I'm Lakita Wu, and I am a creative director, a creative consultant, and a stylist. I work for Boardroom Chicks, and I also work for my own brand. It's called Filthy Hot Chic. And I'm looking forward to relaunching to help you guys rediscover yourselves and your authentic voice.
Yes. All right. Okay. I love it all. Okay. Let me get to my notes here so I can be a good host. And if you don't know me, I'm Latoya B, and I do a whole bunch of things. But the good part is it's all tied to helping women be authentic in any space because sometimes, at least I know I had a struggle where because I'm called to ministry and then I'm also called to business, and then it doesn't always look like how people think it should look. I struggled with having this Latoya in this room and this Latoya in that room. And it was just getting too much. And I was like, listen, this is all of me. Like, I'm not 50-50. Like, I'm 100 when I show up here. I'm 100 when I show up here. And I just have to be myself in whatever space and whatever room I'm in. And so that's the basis of what I do when I help women, whether it's through spiritual advising, like helping you through your spiritual journey, whether it's through personal development coaching, whether it's through helping you build your brand. At the end of the day, that's at the basis of it. So I'm excited about this conversation. Hi, Miss Robin. Welcome. Welcome to everybody just joining. All right, let's get into it. So I'm going to start with Michelle first, and then Lakita, then I'll come to you as well. So today, in episode 1 of Crack the Code, we're talking about being balanced in business, right? Being balanced in business. And Brianna, get ready, because when we bring you up for hot seat coaching, I'm going to ask you this question as well. So being balanced in business, right? So Michelle, what does being balanced mean to you?
To me, being balanced means that every area of my life gets the proper amount of attention. Like every area that's important to me, I feel like I'm devoting enough of myself to that. And that's pretty much it. I know it can look different for everybody, but balance is an individual thing. And it's not necessarily that everything gets the same priority. You remember when you were in school taking tests and different parts of the test had different weights. So like maybe part of the test was worth 60% of your grade, and then the other part of the test that was worth different percentages. So even the SATs, I think if I recall them years that are way back, I think that those are like that. So not everything in my life has the same weight, but if I have decided what my priorities are, and I'm giving those things the proper amount of attention, then I feel balanced.
Okay. I love that. We might circle back to that. I love your earrings, by the way.
Thank
Um,
you.
all right, Lakita, what does balance, well, being balanced or having balance mean to you?
I know Michelle saw my face, so it's like, oh Lord. I am with Michelle. I do think that all things need a proper attention. I'm just not a balanced person, and I'm going to be honest. Um, I know when I work on projects, sometimes my things take the back burner. So I can't even talk about balance. I'm a bad person to talk about it with. But I appreciate those who are.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because I know you, because I work with you. I think you do have a level of balance. I just
You
think
think
that,
so?
yeah, I just think that, like with what Michelle said about, each thing kind of getting its percentage, I think
Yeah,
that for me and from my experience, that sometimes those percentages change, right?
yeah.
Based on what season you're in your life, or based on your goals, right? You might have to give more attention to one thing than you do another, but I
Yeah,
don't think that means that you're not balanced, right? So I think you do have a level of balance. I think it's kind of like, as creatives, we're organized, but if we were to ask Michelle with her background, are we organized? She would be like,
okay,
listen, let me
no.
put all of this together. But to creatives, and Michelle is a creative, but I think Michelle has, correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle, I feel like you have like a high percentage of creativity, but then a high percentage of like organization. Would you say that?
Yes, because it maybe maybe it's my nervous system, but I can't have a lot of chaos. I can't have a lot of things going on. I need to focus on one thing at a time, and that's the way I'm most efficient. So I, I'm organized because I have to be. I just cannot think straight when it's like mess everywhere, or even on my desk, or if it's even internally, right? If I'm feeling emotional, but I gotta focus and I gotta work and I need to cook and the laundry is going, like I just cannot.
Mm-hmm.
So I be thinking maybe I'm sensitive. I don't know, but I need organization in order to function.
Yeah, no, that's so good. And then that's why, like you said, like you have these systems that you created, right? Like to help single moms like slay, like, just being that single mom and having those responsibilities. And I know, like, creatively. I need things in order because I can't function if it's not in order. But the way my order is a little bit different because of how my mind is wired. So because I know Lakita, I feel like that's the same with her. So I feel like there's a level of balance. Okay, so I want to ask you a
Take
question,
y'all
Michelle.
word for it.
You said there's not
I'm
a
gonna
word.
take y'all word for it.
Oh yeah, no, it is. It just looks different. And I don't really know, like back to Michelle's point, I don't know if I feel like we'll ever fully be balanced, right?
Yeah,
I mean, maybe
yeah.
yes, but I feel like every time I feel like, all right, I'm steady. I have teenagers, like something pops off and it's like, whoo, okay.
Mhm,
Or, you know what I mean? In
mhm.
ministry, something pops off and I'm like, oh, I feel a little off balance, but I don't even know if that is really being off balance, right? So,
Gotcha.
Michelle, as you being a single mom, you're a business owner, um, you do a whole lot of things. What is one key part of your system that keeps you organized and that keeps you moving forward towards your goals?
So I think one, it might not sound like a system right off, but it's my priorities, right? Like it's how I think about what's most important. Like I know so many single moms and women in general, but it always surprises me to hear when single moms say they have a job, they volunteer, they serve at their church, they have kids, like maybe multiple, maybe one, they are in school, and I'm looking at them like, girl, and then the kids get on their nerves, right? But in my mind, my priorities are my child is first, me is sort of second in there. I'll add that knowing myself well, I know what I need to function at my best. And I think sometimes maybe we don't take the time to study ourselves properly. So we don't know what we need and we don't know how to refuel and we don't know how to get energy back. And we don't know how to you know how they say protect our peace. Like we don't know what brings us peace. So we don't know how to, we just are all over the place doing so many things, and then we're burnt out, and then our kids get on our nerves. But would your kid get on your nerve if you had time for them? If you enjoyed them, would that be a problem? So stop doing all that stuff is my first like piece of advice. Get your priorities straight in order to do that. And that would just be you sitting down and figure out what's most important to you. Like, I know we have to work, I know we have to support the babies, I know they need food and new clothes every, it's not like our clothes. We can go to our closet and just pick this. We could wear the same clothes for years because we're not growing no more.
Mhm.
um, but I think having clear priorities, which would just cause you, again, that's individual, that would cause you to be, to know yourself well. And then the other thing is study yourself, know what you need. And I'll give you a quick example. Um, it could be something as simple as, I know for me, for my body, so I don't get a lot of sleep. And my body responds the same way as, so if I need a nap, if I take a quick shower, my body responds in the same way it would have if I slept for 2 hours. So if I
Mhm.
don't have enough time to sleep for a couple of hours, I just go jump in the shower. So that gives me energy. Then I'm back, right? Or eating, I know what foods give me energy or what foods make me have the itis, right? Like make me need to go to sleep.
Mhm.
So I just like have all these little hacks for increasing my energy and my own productivity. But it starts with knowing what I want to do in the first place. So hopefully that answers your question. That's
Yeah. No, yeah, it did because so everybody that's joining, welcome. This is a chat for women in business, Kingdom Women in Business. And then we're also going to do a hot seat coaching. So don't go anywhere. So we're talking about being balanced in business, right? And so Michelle is a single mom and she's giving her perspective. And so I think that's important because as moms, like even if you're not a single mom, like as a mom, like our nature is to put um our children first, right, and put our children's needs first. But what I heard you say was, in doing that, you also have to take time to figure out who you are, and how you're going to best function, right? As a mom or even in your various roles. And so if you don't know who you are, then you can't do that. And so I remember a time getting to a place, as you spoke of, like burnout. Like I was burnt out. And so, at that time my kids weren't young, but they weren't teenagers, they've always been vocal kids. Wonder who they got that from. But they would just be like, you're going from like 0 to 1,000. Like it was just like I spilled something. Like it wasn't all of that, right? But it was like they spilled something, but it was major because I hadn't like, really sat down and said, how do I manage all that I'm doing? Right. And being okay with saying, I can't do this right now. Like saying no to certain things was something that I had to do, which allowed me the mental space and all of that to be able to be a mom and do all the things that I do. So I think what you said was really key, like knowing what do I need to do in this moment and what's going to work best for me. Because the foods, yeah, like not even like just a mom, but just when I know that I need to write, like I need to work on a book or I need to work on curriculum. Don't eat that, girl. You just need to have a salad or a piece of fruit or drink this good water till you done. Because I'm gonna get the itis, and now I'm not gonna feel like doing it. So I think that was great. Lakita, you're not a mom yet, but you work a 9 to 5. You've been in business when you did not, where you was just a total, just solely an entrepreneur. You've been in a place where you have a 9 to 5 and you're an entrepreneur, and the type of entrepreneur that you are, you're not only like managing your brands, but you're very much in the trenches with boardroom chicks and my personal brand and all those things. So how do you like manage being all of who Lakita is, right? But still moving forward in your goals.
I often tell people that I'm a nap advocate. I am willing to take a nap when, how, wherever I need to because my mind is always moving. It's always going. I'm always thinking up, and you already know, I always have an idea about something. And the only time that I am not worried about the ideas is when I'm taking a nap. So I number one prioritize myself. I'm the only person I gotta take care of. But even in managing other people's brands or helping friends or things, I prioritize myself and a good nap. Although you guys were talking about foods that give you the itis, I'm going to eat that food because I might need to lay down. Um, and I'm saying this all in like jest, but it's for me, I have prioritized rest above a lot of things, especially I think this has always been my life, but when 2020 hit and we were locked down, I don't know what other people were doing, but that was some of the best sleep of my whole entire life. And I decided to keep up with that. Like I know with a job it's kind of murky, but I come in and if I'm overstimulated with like ideas or I know I have to jump on a project, I just need like really, I need an hour. It should be 30 minutes, but I'll take an hour because that really helps out. And I'm working on taking myself out of the rat race of social media.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like if everybody really does do those two things, like take a good nap and just take back some of your time from social media, you'll be in a better headspace. So I'm really, really, really working on that. I feel like it's hard because I am definitely the creative that needs to be on social, but I realize that there is rest in that too, because we be inundated.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that. Rest. Yes, Chanel, prioritize rest. Caress, good to see you. Yes, rest is super important. And I have I think I kind of fluctuate. Like I go hard, but this is the season for me to go hard. And there's been times where things weren't popping, and God was like, okay, you could just just rest, and I had to fight the urge not to rest, but then I surrendered and I rested. And I was so glad that I did, because you don't know when you enter into another season where it's like, now this is the time for you, because we always want to talk about harvest and receiving, but what about the season that you have to plant? Right. So you got to lay some foundation. You got to plant some things, right, in order to see a harvest. So when it's time to be in your season where you're planting or you're plowing, that you have the energy to do that. And even I will say this, as an entrepreneur, I used to hear like, why you resting? Like, you don't have a job. You need what? Entrepreneurship is a whole job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Like I can it's okay to rest.
It's
I don't
like
have to feel like,
12 jobs.
yes, I don't always have to feel like I'm going, but also when you're doing what you're gifted and graced to do, it doesn't feel like work. Like, I design, so it's nothing for me to have a thought, and I'm a thought leader, and then put it on this background and graphics and post it, because I'm a designer. So that's what I do. So it's not like work, but rest is very, very, very important. All right, I'm gonna keep it moving, because I want to get to Brianna, and I want you guys input, if you can stay around. So this is a really good question. I think it is. How do you balance where you want to go with where you currently are? Michelle.
I think that's a great question. And for me, I can't say that I do. When I look at where I want to go, I go do something that will get me there. So it's no sense. It is no reason to hype myself up about where I am. I'm grateful. I have appreciation, and I want to be somewhere else. So I go toward the place that I want to be, and I sometimes that means you know how your mind you have a running list of what you need to do next to
Mhm.
get whatever project you're working on to move forward a little bit. It might just be as simple as, okay, what's the next step? And I think sometimes we get so bogged down by the big vision that the practical next steps to get there kind of escape us, because by the time we think about our vision and how far we are away from it, we get overwhelmed and then we get discouraged. And then we want to go take a nap or eat something. Like like we just need to give ourselves some relief from all of the overwhelm that we feel. But when I think about where I want to go, I just think about, okay, well, what's the next step? Like, what can I do today? Of course, the vision, a 10-year vision is not going to happen tomorrow or today, but what can I do today to make that happen? And so it eases a little bit the impatience that I feel or the frustration that I might feel. If I'm taking action toward the thing, then I'm less likely to become frustrated about where I'm not, because I'm on my way. It's like when we live by the Beltway. So if you exit 7 and you need to get to, I don't know, Columbia, you got to pass 9, you got to pass 11, and you got to pass 13. So I feel like I'm on my way. And so I don't balance it. I go do something.
That's really good. And I feel like shots were fired over here, but that's all right.
When? What did I do?
When you talked
What did I
about
say?
impatience, that's so funny.
No.
No, I'm just joking, but no, that's really good, because I think that sometimes, the key, I'm coming to you, like, I think that sometimes and I've been there, like, where it's like I'm so focused, like, we're these ambitious, audacious women, and we're so focused on where we're going that we don't focus on where we are right now, what we have accomplished to get where we are, right? Like, I think I say this a lot, like, every level has a bottom, right? So I like, if you think about like a staircase, right? If you have to go to the 10th floor, the fact that you have climbed to the 3rd floor shows progress and growth. But now you're at the bottom of the staircase to get to the 4th floor, right? So if you understand that every level has a bottom, meaning every level has places of growth, right? And things you need to learn and discover, like, it's all in the journey. But sometimes that doesn't always resonate when you're really trying to go somewhere. So I think what you said was really good about taking practical steps, right? So everybody needs like a Michelle in their life, right? Because, like, everybody should be a visionary to some degree. I believe, meaning you need a vision for your life, your business, whatever. You might not be a creative, but everybody needs a Michelle, meaning everybody needs somebody that can be that strategist to say, this is okay, you're gonna get there, but you need to do this before you do this, before you do this. And sometimes when you're so focused on the vision and creating, you don't always see those next steps. And I've had to learn how to be both to some degree, but my strong suit is visionary and creative, right? So I have to have people that are alongside me or in my circle, right? In my personal mastermind group, right? That can say, no, Latoya, but think about it. Just take this step. And sometimes that's all you need, because accomplishing the next step can be so fulfilling and rewarding. So I think that was great with what you said. And did y'all hear she said, I just go do, right? So giving yourself the permission to just go do, right, is important. Okay, Lakita, what are your thoughts on that? Like balancing, or do you balance like where you are and where you want to go?
So I think this question is funny. And if I was a super sensitive person, I would be like, you are picking on me. Um, so there is this magic in just doing. Um, and I promise you, whenever I just do a thing without talking about it, without anything, I am so much more fulfilled than I am when I just kind of map out the steps. And I've noticed that in my entrepreneurial walk, just like literally doing things. Now, I'm not, don't quote me, guys, because I think that we need Michelle's in our lives. You have to have systems to, if you want to elevate. But sometimes pulling the trigger is the thing that you have to do in order to get to the point where you need a strategist, right? Like, and I know for myself, Latoya and I talk a lot, and I'm like, this is my idea. It's a good idea, right? And then the next week she'll be like, where are you? And I'll be like, this is the idea that came from the idea. And I see how I'm not alone in the whole thing of like sitting on your ideas, letting them compound, and never pulling the trigger, never leaving from the practice point, honestly, because it's not even a start point. You are at practice. We are talking about practice here. Um, so I am working on just doing, because getting to where is there?
Mm-hmm.
There could be Saudi Arabia at this point. I don't even know how to get there right now. I don't want to think about it. It's too overwhelming for me. I just know I need to get there. And how do I get there? I need a passport. I need a flight. And I need to find some place to eat good and sleep well. So I'm in that process, and I loved how Michelle said that. I think if more creatives actually did things. And I'm using creatives to talk about all entrepreneurs because I firmly feel like we all have a creative spirit in us. If we all just pulled the trigger, we would be in a much better place financially, within our vision, just all across the board. And we might be able to fully find our balance if we just pull the trigger. That's what I get.
I love that about pulling the trigger. Hey, everybody that's commenting. I'm gonna get ready to bring up Brianna. But before I do, I want to say, yeah, like I think I did a class about pulling the trigger. Because a lot of my stuff, y'all, really comes from stuff I've been like delivered from. And so I was one of those people, like a perfectionist. Like I still have kind of that trait in me a little bit. I've just learned how to like put it under subjection a little bit. But like I would sit on stuff and just like, okay, it has to be right. Like I've got to figure it out. I got to do it like this. And then I had to learn how to just pull the trigger and you can fix it later. Like just pull the trigger. Like you're not going to know, like Apple, for instance, like they are testing us out. Right. I went to school for systems and computer science. When we designed a program, and we figured out, okay, let's figure out what these bugs are, and we tested it or whatever. we would still not know that it was 100% until we launched it. Somebody used it and then they said, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. And then we knew, okay, this is how we can fix it some more. So this is why we have the 15, and then it's going to be the 16, and then it's going to be because they're listening to everything we're saying and they're going back and they're correcting it as they go along. And so I had to learn that. And so pulling the trigger, like it's not going to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, right? But you just got to do it at some point, right? So you just got to do it. And again, I can't say this enough to everybody that's on. Having people around you who can really, even Lakita, she's super creative, right? And a lot of the ideas that I have for Boardroom Chicks, when I say it to her, she just knows how to like, oh yes, she takes it from 3.0 to 10.0, right? But then she'll also sometimes say, okay, wait, I think you need to like sit on it and figure out how this part is going to work, right? Or if I have a conversation with Michelle, it's like she's very much the person that what she just talked about, which is like, I just think you just need to do it. Like, just do it, right? And we'll worry about everything else later. Like, you can just you're gonna be okay. Just do it, right? So I think all of those things are important. So I want to take a quick pause and I want to tell you how to connect. So Michelle Harvey, she is into systems. She's the systems girl and organization, and she can help you with your business. She can even help you with your career. Everybody who wants to shift careers and you need to build like that personal professional brand, like to shift your career, she's your girl. She has a new journal out for single moms. So go and follow her, michelleharvey.com. And then she's on Instagram at michelle.c.harvey. She has a new journal out. It's for single moms. Don't be offended by the title, Saints, because it's single moms and still that we're going to let you figure it out if you go look for it, right? So go search her name on Amazon. It's really, really great, guys. And so I think you should really take advantage of it and connect with her. She has a wealth of knowledge. She's a believer. She's just a great person in general. And so I think she would be very beneficial to have in your arsenal, right? Because we build an arsenal around here. We're building a mastermind group around us. And then go check out Lakita Wu. This is what she calls herself, guys. Stylist, creative strategist, creative director. She can help you get your business straight with all things creative. She's amazing, a visionary. She's really great at helping other visionaries with their vision because sometimes we need that, right? So, like, I'm a visionary and I help people brand, and for the most part, I build my own brand, but I need people like that are sounding boards, and I need other people who are experts, right? And so she's an expert at what she does, and so I trust her with all of my brands. So go follow her on Instagram at the History of Woo and at Filthy Hot Chic. I'm really excited about what she's doing with Filthy Hot Chic. It's getting ready to reemerge and it's going to be amazing. So make sure you guys go and follow her. All right. All right. So it's time. We're going to bring Brianna up for this hot seat coaching. Thank you, everybody, for rocking with us. All right, Brianna.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Thank you for being so patient. She was backstage, y'all. Look, I'm getting all my terminology together for this show I'm gonna have one day.
Yes.
Um, so she is Brianna is so amazing, guys. She's so amazing. She's so cute and she's so sweet and she has just a wonderful spirit. So introduce yourself to everybody, Brianna, and then you can just go right in on. She said she had her questions ready and all that, so you could just jump right in.
Yes. This has been so good already. I'm like, they answering a lot of my questions. But yes, I'm Brianna Nicole. I'm actually the CEO of Simple Touch by Bree, which is a business that God gave me in 2019 that really started off with just understanding that it's in the simplicity of things. So it started off with keychains. It's all things creative. Start off with shirts. We do anything personalized, anything customized, gifts, favors, banners, vinyl, anything like that. I can do it. But I started embracing that I was a creative. That's why I'm like, wow. I just started embracing that I was a creative 2 years ago, maybe, y'all. And I love clothes. I love fashion. I love dressing people up. I done style people, but I never looked at it as a my business, or it's just something I love to do. I love to put on clothes. I love to listen, go to my phone. That's all I got is screenshots of different outfits and stuff to put together. Um, but then God started shifting me. I was working and God started shifting me from um like working to, you need to do full-time business, and I was nervous. And so my job ended up laying me off and I had to do it. And so that's what I've been doing like this last year or so, just been pushing in the full force of being an entrepreneur, balancing ministry, being a wife, being a mother. And the main thing for me is God giving me so many different ideas and how to just, bring them together, or if not, if they don't have to be together, if they are separate, businesses, how to work that and how to really balance that. I think that's been my main thing. Lakita touched on a lot of it, like, and even Michelle, like, going with the go and going with it. Sometimes I have stuff in my phone that I've done had in my phone for like years, because I never really had the confidence in that area that this is my area. I've been making flyers, I've been making, different branding stuff, but I didn't know that was branding. I was just doing
Mhm.
it. I did it with a church for like 8 years. I made all their flyers, I made all their content, but I didn't never look at it as like my own nothing. And so literally with me starting my women's group Uplift You, I've been solely making the flyers, making everything on my own, but still in the place like, but what, look at theirs, and what did I didn't do there, or should I take a class? And then reminding myself of it, like, Holy Spirit taught you everything you know. Everything that I know is, I didn't go to class, even though sometimes I'm like, I need to go take a class for graphic design, or I need to take a class to, I want to sew, I want to design clothes, but like I feel like I'm so in many different places that it caused me to be at a halt. Like, I don't want to do nothing. Let me just teach these women and do this, because this is what I'm comfortable in right now. But I know you're telling me to do this business. I know, and I'm a new author. That was God. Like, so I know you're
Mm.
telling me to do this book and how to push this book, but I don't know. I'm just doing it. I don't know the outcome of it mostly. And even when y'all was saying like, you know where you're going. I know where I'm going, but at the same time, it's like, how I'm gonna get there? It go back to what Keita saying, like, how I'm gonna get there. I have so many different things, and it's like, God, is you sure this is for me? I feel like I'm all over the place, and that's always what I always say. I feel like I'm everywhere. I know how to do fashion. I know how to help with events. Everybody say you have an eye for this and an eye for that, but it's like, where do I fall in at? I help women with like their stream yards. I help them with their brand. I make flyers, but it's like, I don't know. So it's,
Okay. All right. So I have a question. I'm finding out. I didn't even know all these things about you. So this is great,
I
right?
hide it, Latoya.
Okay. This is great though. This is why we're here. So I have a question. So, well, first, let me say this. What's your first question?
Just to have like, I guess when it comes to like balancing, having deadlines and boundaries, when it comes to different multiple, like, I guess, businesses.
Okay. All right. So good. So my question is, and you guys can jump in whenever you like to. My question is, what is so tell me your business name again. Simply Touch.
So Simple Touch by Bree is like the gifts and the favors.
Okay. Okay.
And then
So
I got
Simple Touch
Brianna
by Bree.
Nicole. That's something new that I'm working on in the background. That's going to be more connected to like, I guess what I'm doing in my women's group, coaching and helping them with like, I done helped women do that. Like, they gave me an idea and here go your business card. And they like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, well, I didn't
Okay.
get paid for it, but it came in my head and I did it for you. And it was that, and people like, Breon, you can't do that. And I'm like, it's so easy for me to do it because God showed me
Mhm.
and I put it on, like, I can do it. And they're like, no, but
Okay.
I'm not making money off of it. I'm not making no money. I have never made money in my business really. I put more out.
Okay, so all right, so I have some thoughts. So one, you have Simply Touched by Bree. That's your creative things. That's your business. It sounds like Brianna Nicole is going to be your personal brand, right? Where you're branding it based off of you, right? So
Yes.
you're coaching all the things that you're currently not getting paid for, but you're gifted to do. So the first thing that I would say is now hear me very clearly because I'm a multifaceted person. So I never think you have to do just one thing. But I do believe that sometimes you need a focus, right? For the particular year or the particular season for whatever goal that you want to accomplish. So I would say to look at which business or which brand rather is the brand that you really feel like you want to focus on flourishing at this moment. Doesn't mean you can't work on the other one, but it means that's the one that you're really putting in the forefront, that you're working to like brand. Because here's the thing, you can either, here's two ways you could build up your personal brand, and then from your personal brand you are cross promoting, right, your other brand. Or you can build up the Simply Touch by Bree, and if that's something you're already getting paid for, I would suggest going that route, because you're already getting paid from it, right? So you're bringing in income while you're building up the personal brand, right? Because it's all you, it's not a hard thing to like introduce people to the next phase of what you're doing. So I would say that first, but I do have other thoughts. Does Lakita or Michelle, do any of you have any thoughts to that first question or anything you've heard so far?
So I was gonna say, Bree, I don't want you to ever think that you're all over the place. Um, the creativity that you've been given, you may have to look at it differently. Like, like I said, I do multiple projects. It's all in my wheelhouse. All of these things are in your wheelhouse. So what you would have to do is break those different things down. Like, what are the things that are your personal brand, as Latoya was saying, and what are the events or flyers or things with branding that would be considered simply touched by Brie? Just
Mhm.
think about those things in that way. Um, if we just took a couple of your ideas that you threw out, like you do flyers and you do branding and things like that, or you provide like the brand materials for people, that could be either one of your brands.
Yep.
So I don't want you to, my main thing to say is don't think about it as being all over the place. It's all in one box. You just have to be able to pull out, you know, how you used to separate your toys, like put a divider there. Like if you are speaking and you feel like as a speaker, you are Brianna Nicole, I'm sorry, then that's what it is. And the other things that fall into that box will be more polished, I guess, in a sense, versus your creative things where you don't have to be the face. Those things are the face. That's on this other side. Same box though. It's all creative. So that was the one thing I really wanted to say. Don't say that you're all over the place. You're not. It's all gifts. Um, but just stream it down and figure out which side is which.
Yes. Before I, that was good. Before I piggyback on that, Michelle, do you have anything, any input?
Yeah, just a quick thing. Buy a journal and write down your ideas. And that way you have them, they're yours. And then when you feel to move to go on to the next idea, you already have it fleshed out. You already know what you want to do. You'll get re-energized by it. So have a Brianna um, ideas book, and that's where all your ideas go. So buy a pretty journal, write down your ideas. Then you don't have to worry about losing them or losing time, because they're yours, right? And because you're creative, and because you're gifted, your ideas are always going to keep coming. So you don't have to be afraid of them. Just write them down and you'll get to them when you feel to. And then the next thing I would do, so for the example of the business cards that you didn't charge for, I don't think you did anything wrong. What you might consider doing the next time is one of two things. So you can hand her business cards and say, I had this idea, I made these for you. You didn't ask for them. So, but if God leads you to sow, something back, I just want you to know I'm open to that. Or you could use that creative business ideas, those business cards, to say, if you need anything else, let me know and I'll send you over my rates. Right. So that sets the expectation for them and for you that this is like a one-time free thing, because I felt moved to. I'm a giver. So here you go. But you don't have to feel bad for doing your own marketing per se. Just sow the seed within yourself and within other people that you deserve to be compensated for your gifts. Latoya always says that the gospel is free, but your services cost. And so you didn't do anything wrong by not charging her. But if it was on your mind that maybe you should have been paid, say it. But just say it in a way that if God leads you to give whatever's on your heart to give, then that's fine. Or you can say, I'll send you over my rate sheet. And if you want to work together on other things, I would love to have you as a client. And so that way you can have an ongoing relationship with them. They already know your work, they already know you're amazing. And so next time they need a website or a flyer or a t shirt or all of the above, they will go to you. Right. So just mention it. If you're thinking it, just say it. Figure out some way to say it. You're not doing anything wrong by wanting to be paid, and you didn't do anything wrong by giving away anything for free. It's just a matter of how you feel within your self, like square it up within you. And then you won't have to worry about seeming inauthentic or worrying about what are they going to think. We pay for stuff all the time. We
Mhm.
especially pay for stuff we want. So don't worry about it. I think you did a great job. I love that you did that. So definitely, like Woo said, stop beating yourself up about it, about everything. I think you're fantastic. And I think your ideas are just going to keep coming because that's who you are and you're going to be paid. You just have so many good ideas. You're going to be compensated and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, like I love all
That
of
is
this that they
nice.
said. I think you're at a place of knowing how to package everything, right? That's not lame. Like I'm the queen of that. Like how to package it all, right? Because you have all these ideas, right? So let me ask you a question. Which one, just without fully thinking, the first thing that comes to your mind, which side of your brand are you more passionate about right now?
Right now, I'm more passionate about, if I'm honest, Brianna and Nicole.
Mhm. I knew it. And I knew that, and the reason why I said that was because that I feel like that's aligned to your calling, right? And your assignment. And so I want to say to you, because I'm sensing this, don't apply, do not apply pressure in that area because you don't feel fully equipped or qualified, right? And so the reason why I asked you that, because one, I sense that, but two, I don't always suggest to go after the thing that you're passionate about, because passion doesn't always equal like what works, right? And what's needed. But I asked you that for a reason because there's no sense in not paying attention to what you're passionate about because you're going to keep going back to that thing that you're passionate about. So I think that while I'll say it again, while you are positioning Brianna Nicole, if what you're doing with Simple Touch by Bree is bringing money, is it? Yes.
Kind of, sort of.
Okay. Then you never want to kill the thing that's bringing income, right? Until you start to, in my opinion, until you start to bring in, build up the new thing, right? So you can keep doing that because you're gifted at it. It's not going to be like something difficult, but then just start working to position Brandon Nicole. But when I say knowing how to package it, one with Michelle talking about your ideas, that's a great idea because you're going to keep having them and you need to know what idea is viable. That's what we say in the branding world, meaning what idea can live, like what idea
Yeah.
can become a business, what idea can become a product, because sometimes our ideas are just ideas and it was just a great idea. I've had tons of ideas that I never moved on because it wasn't a thing that could make me money or could be a product or a service or whatever that is. And some ideas is just for you to do and you sold that idea and you helped someone and that was it. So I totally agree with writing down your ideas. That's 100% one of the best things you can do because then you can see it, right? And some ideas are a part of a bigger idea,
Mm.
right? So let's say you say, I want to do coaching, right? I would write out Brianna Nicole, right? I don't know what you're fully calling that brand, but if it's just Brianna Nicole, I would
Just
write
what
that
I
out and I
got.
would say, what are all the services and products that I want to provide under Brianna Nicole, right? And then you write, if it's coaching, what kind of coaching? Is it one-on-one? Is it group coaching? Is it, am I going to do pre-recorded things and charge and people have access? So a digital course or digital coaching, I would list out specifically what those things are, right? And as Lakita said, you can do design under Brianna Nicole. You can do graphic design. You can do web design. You can do business card. You can do all those things under that. I just think you need to be clear on what products and services are part of which brand, and then
Yeah.
start to create that and start to put prices to it, put what people are going to get, like list out the benefits, because you need all those things to sell that product. Like, what are the benefits of coaching with me? Who am
Mhm.
I called to coach?
Right.
Is it women? Is it millennials? Is it business? Is it personal development? What is it? Like, so figure out all those things, and then you'll be able to better package things. Almost like what Lakita said, putting things in its own like container is
Mhm.
going to help you. So for instance, we've cracked the code. This is a part of me promoting unlock and package your difference, which I'm going to put on the screen in a minute. My coaching program, but my coaching program is not Latoya Be Official. It's a container.
Mhm.
It's a part of Latoya Be Official, right? So just deciding your products and services would be great. I think Lakita, you had something you wanted to say.
I want to shout out to you, Brianna, because giving people things for free is a great marketing tool. Capping that free stuff is good too. But giving an initial something, whatever God puts on your heart, that's awesome. And I think that you lean into that, but also figure out, how to back people up. I like what Michelle gave you. Like, it's an amazing tool. It's an amazing tool. Just that'll get you in different industries too. Especially if God puts a particular person or business on your heart and you create something that gets you in some of the places that you want to go or you would envision yourself going. So um, after you have decided how you want to pursue things, I think you should think about, once you get your strategies in order, think about that marketing. Don't necessarily overdo it. Only when God puts it on your heart to do something for free. I fully believe that that is going to open up some wild doors for you, because it's genuine. Like it doesn't seem like you're a person. I work in media and entertainment, and a lot of times, gifts are given and they're given for a reason. Like they're given to receive the access. You're not looking for the access. You are, it's something that's actually, God placed it on your heart. It's in you. And so I think that'll take you far, way farther than, a lot of the people that I work. So I love that. And I want to encourage you on that. I think that that's beautiful.
Yes. Okay, Brianna, I'm going to ask you, do you have another question? But before I do that, I'm going to do a quick commercial break. Unlock and package your difference. 6-week coaching experience for Kingdom women to evolve and build bankable brands. It is happening right now. Enrollment is open. It starts March 11th. Ladies, we're going to be doing coaching. You're going to be in a group with other women. If you know that you are in a place where you need to learn how to unlock what your difference is, because it's your difference that creates the demand. That's what I always say. It's not anything else. If there could be 5 hairstylists in the room, people are going to decide which one they're going to go to based off of gift, talent, skill set, and there's going to be something about them that they're just attracted to, right? And that's their difference. So I'm able to help you decide to identify, to unlock what your difference is, and then teach you how to package that. So in this program, there's 3 modules. I'm going to help you be it. So we're going to break down limiting beliefs, you feeling like being a business owner, entrepreneur is what you're really called to do, and that you're able to do it, and you're able to do it with excellence and with ease. You cannot be something without first believing it. So I'm going to help you do that. And then we're going to transition into building it, which is all of the branding, all of the brand identity, all of the packaging. And then I'm going to help you bank it, right? So you cannot profit from it until you package it, until you decide what are my products and services, who is this for? And I'm really good at helping people know how to take what they know and turn it into what they need. So our intellectual property is one of the most valuable things that we have. So a lot of you have knowledge, you have expertise, you have an amazing framework that helps people get results, but you are unsure on how to turn it into what people need, meaning a product or service, right? So the coaching program is 6 weeks. I'm taking all of my 10 plus years and I'm giving you everything I got. If you've ever been in any of my coaching programs, then you know that that's exactly what I do. So I'm excited. So if you want to sign up, go to latoyabeofficial.com/PYD. It starts March 11th. I'm excited. You can go to the website and check out all the benefits that you get with being a part of it. All right. I'm super excited. Go sign up now. And I have payment plans. So I think it's super affordable. You can pay in one payment, you can pay in two payments, you can pay in three payments. So check it out. And I would love to have you a part of the program. All right. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right, back to
Yes.
Brianna. All right, Brianna, you have another question for us? And then I know these ladies, I'm taking their time during the Monday, and so we'll begin to wrap it up. But I want to make sure you're straight, Brianna.
Okay, yes. So I guess I can ask this question. I have a couple, but I'm gonna ask this one. Because I probably joined the Unlock Your Difference because I need to be confident in my different uniqueness that I am. And that's been a like not an area I've been struggling with because people say I'm bold, but they don't see me behind the scenes. They don't see the stuff I be like, like that. So I believe I'm going to take that. But my question will be, it kind of go with this, like in the world we in, like I said, simple such is all about like pushing God and pushing Jesus and pushing that agenda in the simplest way. I believe with Brianna Nicole is the same, but it's more of a this is what I've been like afraid of. Like I believe God have called me to a luxury lifestyle or a way of. I love clothes. I love certain things that look a certain way, and that's why I used to see this vision board because I know what I'm going towards, and I know I wanted that for a long time, and I put that in the back. But I believe this is the season where, ooh, I believe this is the season where I am pushing towards that. But how do you? I don't want to say not compromise, but not like be yourself, but not I can't just, I don't want to say it like not too, I'm not like, I'm not churchy. I'm not like, I can't describe,
Can I
I feel
stop
like
you?
even when God gave me the clothing, like my clothing business, I didn't mention it because I believe I put it in the back burner for a minute because I'm like, I did experiment and I feel like you can dress a certain type of way. That don't mean you don't love God or you don't I don't know. And it's like,
I
how do
Wait,
you
stop,
still represent him in that
stop.
way, but be professional? And because I know the rooms that he want to take me to, I know the people that he want me to speak to. I like even the women that just coming, and I'm scared of that. I was scared of like women that's coming out of jail, and I look like this. I'm not gonna be able to relate to them. And it's like I'm getting to the conference, like, no, Brianna, you need to look like this, but they can know this how you come from this to that. So I guess my question is, how do you market that without then people thinking you think you all that or
yes.
who she thinks she is, or and that's not how I am. And a lot of people think that about me, but
Whew.
Okay, girl. Um, just be yourself. That's how you conquer it. Just totally be yourself. Um, I think a lot of things that we have learned growing up or whenever we're in the church, um, at this point we need to take with a grain of salt. If God has called you to a place, He's called you there for a reason. And those that question the purpose that God has given you or the vision that God has given you don't necessarily matter. God has spoken to you, and you have to be confident more in what God has given you than what the people around you are saying or would possibly think. And honestly, what we think people might think, they may not think. Um, but be bold in knowing that if you've prayed and you've been given the vision, that God is absolutely behind you 120%. It may be more, it's probably more than 20. But you know what I mean? Like, think about the vision. Don't worry about the people because you weren't called. It sounds to me like you weren't called for the church. You don't need the church's permission. You just need God, and He's
And
already given.
church is not God. Like to her point,
Yeah,
church
church is
people
not God.
ain't God. The church and the group of people that goes to the building aren't God. So go ahead. I just wanted to
No,
No,
that's
that was
I'm
good.
here with you.
No,
I'm here with you.
I was gonna ask Michelle if you wanted to add to that because y'all know I got something to say.
I
Yeah.
was going to say you would be the best person to speak to that. I really do believe that. You asked the perfect question to the perfect person. So that's all. Like when we was saying to be yourself, that takes practice. So you got to be yourself one time, once at a time, right? Like you just have to start practicing saying. People throw out authenticity like it's easy to do, and it
Mm,
is not. And so you just got to practice a little bit at a time. And so when you feel like you have something to say it. If you feel like you think something, you feel like you want to do it, just start trusting yourself a little bit at a time.
mhm.
And church people are not God. Church people are always gonna have something to say.
Yeah, like
Come on, Michelle.
so I feel like I think you asked a great question. I feel like everybody on this live, like that's on the screen, the guests for today, I think we've all walked a journey to get to authenticity and not care what people think and all of the things that you said. Michelle, I think, has definitely done that. And how I know her, and I don't know her like super, super, super well, like, but what I know of her, how she runs her business, how she lives her life is like by design. It doesn't mean that she leaves God out, but she's learned to create a life that she loves by design, right? But that came from a process, right, of getting to a place where she says, this is who I am. This is what I desire. This is what I see for my life, right? And it doesn't matter what other people say. Lakita is a creative and she experiences all the time, like people misunderstanding her, not getting her, thinking she's one way when she's another way, right? And so I just think when it comes to that, if people want to get to know who you are, they will. And if they don't, they won't. I'm the girl that I will walk down the street and guys particularly would say, fix your face, girl, like smile. And I would be like, I just don't walk down the street smiling. That's not who I am. Like
Right.
I'm in deep thought, like most of
Mhm.
the time. Like I like to have fun and stuff, but a lot of times I'm in deep thought. And so my
Yeah.
facial expression, I'm not mad, I'm not angry. I'm thinking about something, right? And so it's just like people are gonna be people. People are fickle and people are gonna people. And that's just what it is. However, I understand because authenticity is something that I talk about all the time. But trust and believe. I had to go through almost a 20-year process of being fully authentic 100%. There were levels of authenticity, right? Meaning, as the more I evolved, the more I got more authentic, right? And being, being a prophet, pastor, teacher, all those things within the context of church,
Yeah.
and but yet on the inside of me there was what some would consider a bad girl or this rebel. And I would always say I'm not a rebel. Now if you want to call me a rebel, call me a righteous rebel. But rebel in terms of, oh, she just want to kick against the prick, or oh, she just want to go the other way. No, because I understand that I don't have to live in the confines of somebody else's rules. Like somebody else's
Right.
preference does not make it God's principle, right? So
Mm.
because they have a preference, that doesn't mean that's God's principle. So a lot of times we are experiencing preferences from people, and I might not be your preference, and that's okay. But that does
Yeah.
not mean that I'm not doing what God is calling me to do. And so I would
That's
say
good.
to you, do not try to, and I'm not saying you're doing this, but do not try to fit yourself into what people want you to be.
Mhm.
Whatever, let me say this, and don't try to conform yourself to who you think you need to be. Those are right. What people think you need to be and what you think you need to be is totally different from who God has called you to be. So I would say really getting to a place in yourself, and that comes with spending time with God. That comes with spending time with yourself. That goes back to what Michelle said when we first opened up, knowing who you are, right? What do you want? What do you desire? What do you like? What is God speaking to you? What has He called you to do? And then you go and you live that out. And I'm not going to say that it's not going to come with some level of hurt or some level of rejection, because it probably will. Because if you're a trailblazer, if you're called to do things differently, if you're called to create a standard, if you will, if God is using you to forge a new path that's going to bring other people with you, then you're going to be rejected. It's just a part of it, because people reject what they don't understand.
Mm.
So I would just say, be who you are at the level that you know in this moment. Because the Brianna that you learn next year is not going to be the same Brianna that
Mm.
you've come into acquaintance with right now. It's just not. Like, I wasn't always, now I was always authentic, but I was still authentic to the part of me that I was at that moment. You
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying? So now
Yes.
I'm a totally different authentic, and I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, if this is what you say, it don't, like, I got on here and talked about my wig. I don't care. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Because it is what it is. Um,
Yeah.
I hope all of these things answered your question. Did it?
Yes.
Did it help
Yeah,
you?
because I believe that's the place I'm getting to. I'm in a place of like I don't care what people say. I'm unapologetic, but it feels lonely sometimes, and so it feel like, am I doing the right thing, or I guess that's the part I gotta get over, like thinking you're not doing the right thing because people don't respond the way you thought they was gonna respond, or
I'll say
especially
I
people that you
care.
thought like really have your back, like, and then the hear jealousy and like I'm rooting for you. All I do is root for people, so I don't know, be quiet because I'm tired of crying.
No, Michelle,
Um,
say something about that, Michelle.
I
I think
care.
you're speaking
I
now.
I care, and it to sometimes I don't. Like sometimes I truly, genuinely do not. But sometimes I do because my heart is for people, and so if somebody's going to get distracted and misunderstand what I'm trying to do, I care.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I pretty much do it anyway. I'll use the title of my book. Latoya and I have many conversations about like alternatives and things like that. But eventually I just had to go with what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And then I'll just deal with whatever backlash that I get. So it's okay to care. It's okay to, if you have a heart for people, their feedback is going to matter to you, or their lack of feedback, right? Like if you put something out there, you know how Erica Badu says, I'm an artist, I'm sensitive about my work, right? Like um that's just going to be the case. So you can embrace it all. You don't have to be afraid of caring about what people think or not
Mhm.
caring. It's all okay. Nothing about you is wrong. Nothing about your work is wrong. Art is what is just that. And so you're not doing anything wrong. Nothing is wrong. It's just a process, and you just got to walk with it. But you don't have to deny your emotions either. You don't have to be afraid of how you feel. You can be afraid, and you can do what you called to do anyway, and it's okay. Like it's okay.
Yes. Y'all know I had this thing called Girl Do It Anyway. Amen
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
that. Lakita, you have something to say? And then Brianna, if you have one
Um,
more question, we're gonna take one more question and wrap it up. Okay. Is that okay,
Okay.
ladies?
that's cool with me. I really don't have much more to say. I think everybody else hit the nail on the head. Yeah, Brianna, I just want you to be fully yourself, like, and be okay with it. Some days we're not gonna be okay with it.
Mhm.
Um, I was telling Latoya over the weekend I had the blues for my birthday, and it literally dawned on me. It's like, okay, like you know that there's something that you're supposed to do, and you don't necessarily know how to get there. So let's figure that out. And literally, like today, I don't feel like down in the dumps, and that's amazing. But I had to sit with myself and kind of figure it out. And I'm using that example as I'm being true to myself and I'm being authentic in a sense of I can identify that stuff. So identify your things, whether they're outside of you or internal. Because I
Mhm.
think that's another thing that we have to do too. We have to figure out Are there outside sources fueling this feeling, or is this from me?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's outside, that's where I'm gonna get into I don't care. Like we could care about people, but their thoughts and their perceptions and things of that nature don't fuel our missions. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the one.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. That's it. Cause I do care.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Right? Brianna, do you have one more question?
Um. Well, I can ask all of you since you all do have like I know I've been watching you, Pastor Latoya, for a while, and then Michelle. I guess I would say, um, what are tools or like I guess I might learn this with you though if I join the thing, but tools and like different because I don't spent money to like learn, and I feel like I still had to learn my own way. And so, what are some tools or like some technology that can like that can be trustworthy? I know it's for each person their own who they think they can grasp it, but I don't put out some money to like have coaching and just people tell me
Mhm.
what I already know and stuff like that. And it's like I want to go advanced. I want to be advanced in what I'm doing, but I know God not calling me to take a graphic design class. Even though I desire to do that, I know He's not telling me to do that, and He's been having me go different ways. So, what are some tools or like different technologies or different things that you have used to invent, like with you, Pastor? So you do graphic design and you do make, what are some tools that you have used to like advance that? And with you, Woo, like fashion. I love fashion. It's like I think I'm just trying to find my space in it. Like I
Yeah.
love the like I done style people. I done style people and they be like, Brie, what's the price? And I'm like, ugh, like, I don't really know because it's like, it's something I just let, girl, I can tell you what to go, what to do. Matter of fact, I buy it for you and I can bring it to your house. And that's how I am. That's why, even when y'all was like with the business cards, I've done that my whole life. Like, you say you need something, and I feel like that's a part of me on the inside. Like, I want people to do the same thing for me. And when it comes to like my
Mhm.
businesses and different things that I give out freely. And I believe that hold back that I've been there right now, holding back because I know God said, no, you need to make revenue off of this. You can't just give this part out. Like I know you can teach a class on how to, do the whole T-shirt, how to teach them how to do print any way they want to do it. I can do it, and it's like, what
Yeah.
tools, what tools have you used to do
Okay.
that?
Okay. So great question. So and I'll let everybody answer. So let me just say this. I think now is the time to draw the line in the sand with I think we've to Michelle's point, you've done enough. I think you've done enough free. I'm not telling you not to sew, I'm not telling you not to do that, but I'm saying the thing that you know that you have developed a skill set and not just a gift, right? But a gift and the skill set and you're good at it, then I think charging for it and it's just what it is because guess what? People are not going to give you back what you give. Some people will, some people don't have the capacity to do that, and some people just don't desire to do it, right? But it is
Right.
up to us to set our standard on this is what I do for to make a living, and so I'm going to charge for this. So I think getting into that mindset is number one.
Yeah.
Number two, for me, I study other graphic designers. YouTube University is my friend for things that I did not know how to do because I was a self-taught, I am a self-taught graphic designer. So I do that. Also, I think really paying attention because people will burn you from perceived value. So you'll pay for something and you don't really get value because they
Right.
made it look so good on social media, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not really what they're bringing to the table. So just really discerning and watching for a minute before you sign up for stuff or before you enroll in things, and then also being clear on what you need help with,
Right.
right? Because sometimes if you're not clear on what you need help with, then you could get something that you already know, right? But
Right.
being clear, I need help on this specific thing, then that's what you know to look for. Also, I read books, right? I watch
Mm-hmm.
podcasts, things that are gonna like really fuel and like educate me. So I think those are the things that I have done. What I want to offer to you when we get off, I'm gonna inbox you. So I want to do like a free 30 to 45 minute session with you because I business, yes, but I think there's some internal things, like the woman behind the brand that I want to talk to and then I want to help. So I'm going to do that for you. But does anybody else have any other thoughts on tools, like before we close out?
I'm gonna jump in before Michelle because Michelle's giving all the strategy. Um, I am going to say identify what part in fashion. Like fashion is like
Yeah.
there's many jobs in fashion. So if you just want to style or design, be a stylist and designer, then that's a different path that I would take. Um, I would first, honestly, like try to link up with a somebody like a PR specialist and see if they can get you to go to the shows. You want to go to, you could start here if you want. So DC Fashion Week, Indie Fashion Week, and then move your way up if you like.
Hmm.
Because the one thing that we can do with social media is we can actually see our competition, but you want to be up front and center. You want to see clothes.
Hmm.
Um, so PR, and then when God gives you designs, right? Like that PR specialist can also help you with gifting suites. So they can plug you into certain places. You can let certain celebrity borrow your pieces, things like that, or hook them up with. You could get hooked up with their stylist, but you want to be plugged in to the ecosystem that will help you move up a little bit more. I'm trying to think of something else. If I think of anything else, because we're connected, I'll definitely send it to you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there's some other stuff, and I can also send you some PR folks that you can probably tap into. But I
Thank
think
you.
those would be really good for you.
Okay,
Thank you so
Michelle,
much.
any tools?
This can probably be overwhelming, so I can inbox you as well. Um, uh, I'm going to back up from the fashion, A, because I don't have none. But B, to answer your question about tools, I think Canva is a great graphic design tool. And it's very easy to teach yourself with the free version or the paid version. The paid version is like $15 a month, so it's not incredibly burdensome. And they give you templates and you can just work from there. So for graphic design tool, Canva's a good one. Um, and YouTube, like Latoya mentioned. One thing I want to say is it sounds like you could use some like money mindset work. So I read a book over the weekend called Money is Not a Math Problem. And
Hmm.
that was a great book about money mindset. It's on Audible
Okay.
and it was $4.99 and it was like an hour and a half. So it was really great. And so I think that getting used to the language of money, the language of business, charging, um,
Yeah.
the work the work of Amanda Francis is also, sorry, my baby's sick. The work of Amanda Francis will also help you. And again, I'm talking free work, YouTube, right? So
Hmm.
I can send you a list of people to help you with your money mindset. But I think just getting comfortable with the language of money, getting comfortable having money, getting comfortable charging for your services, being compensated at larger and larger amounts, I think is something that you would benefit from. And again, I just want to say you're not doing anything wrong. You're just on your path. And so give yourself some grace while you figure it out. You are you seem young,
Hmm.
so girl, relax, like calm down. There's time, like it's all right. Like the money is out there, the money is for you, and you are doing great. So just give yourself a little bit of grace, and then do some work around your money mindset so you can start to attract it in.
Yeah. This is great. So
Awesome.
Brianna, was this helpful for you?
Oh
Being in
yeah.
the hot seat today, was this helpful? Yes.
Yes, it was.
Okay, great.
When I seen you do it live, I was like, oh, but I was like, Brianna, push, do something you like never did before, and that's what I'm all about. Like, I can't go places if I don't be confident in this, and I don't care that I was crying. I'm me, and I love that about you,
Yes.
Pastor Latoya. Like, that's why I get on your stuff because I'm like, she remind me of me. Yes, she's older than me, but she remind me of where I'm going. I'm 29 years old. It's like,
Oh,
and so
girl, you are in a good place. At 29, you are in a good place. I echo everything everybody said. Relax. They're gonna, if I say relax, because people know me from in the inside, look, I'd be over here like trying to figure it out, okay? But
mhm.
but relax, it's gonna be okay. And the fact that you decided to move forward and to do this, nobody, girl, this is a safe space. Even though we in a virtual world, it's still a safe space. Everybody know, don't come on my platform and try nothing, okay? Because you will get blocked and all that. Because everything I do, I create a safe space. Wait, Jasmine said I'm not on the panel, but I had to stop going to class. Oh, she said I had to stop going to classes when I was able to teach the teacher. The
Wow.
internet and books are your friends, sis. You got this. So everybody has been encouraging in the comments, just so you know. So no, you are on a great path and it's going to be great. And as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna inbox you so we can schedule that session. Because I just want to help you even more. And if you sign up for the coaching program, that's great. But if you don't, that's fine too. I'm gonna have tons of opportunities. All right. So I want to thank you, Brianna, for being here, for having the courage to get into the hot seat. This is nothing like David Shane's hot seat. Um, I don't go hard like that, but one day I'm gonna be in his hot seat, I think. So thank you, and we pray blessings on your business. We pray favor.
Mhm.
We pray that God would expose you to the right people. We pray that God will allow you to step into who you truly are, into your authentic self, your authentic superpower, that all of the rejection and all of the hurt, that God will allow you to know that He is working it out and He's using it for your good, that it was just a part of the journey to get you to where He's taking you. And so we just decree and declare the blessings over you that make you rich and add no sorrow, and that God will divinely direct you, because at the end of the day, like, we are just voices of wisdom,
Mhm.
but God is God and He knows what He's doing in your life. And so we speak that over you. I speak blessings over Michelle's business. I speak
Mhm.
blessings over Lakita's business. Father, thank you for their time that they sold today, that you would give it back to them, and however you see fit that they will receive it. Thank you for everybody that joined. And I'm just excited. We are going to do more of these. And I'm going to be bringing in my experts more and more. Y'all continue to follow Boardroom Chicks. We just took a little pause. We just press pause, but we still in here doing it. And so I'm going to put this up again. You guys make sure that you connect. If you're not already connected with Michelle Harvey, make sure you go follow her on Instagram at michelle.c.harvey. Check out her website, michelleharvey.com. Lakita Woo, y'all go follow her on Instagram at The History of Woo and at Filthy Hot Chic. And Unlock and Package Your Difference registration or enrollment is open now. It starts March 11th. Somebody asked in the comments, will there be replays? Absolutely, you will get access to the replays. And there's a couple other benefits that you're going to get. So go check it out, latoyabeofficial.com/PYD. All right, everybody, thank you so much for your time. Crack the Code, episode 1, Being Balanced in Business, I think was a success. What do y'all think? Y'all think it
Yes.
was good? Yay.
This was good. I enjoyed talking to y'all.
Yes. Thank you so much, Brianna. And thank you to all of my guest experts for being in the virtual boardroom. We'll see you next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.